Let us now see the current issues related to Internet, Intranet, and Extranet. The information superhighway is literally buzzing with activity as Internet pipelines pump out all manner of files, movies, sounds, programs, video, email, live chat, and etc. There are always two key players in every transaction: a server and a client. Servers are computers with a 24-hour internet connections that provide access to their files and programs, and these can be but are not limited to educational institutions, commercial companies, organizations, government or military organizations, internet access provider, and various other computer networks of all sizes. The examples of servers are such as web server, FTP server, and mail server. Web server is used to display website content through storing, processing, and delivering web pages to users. FTP servers are the solution used to facilitate file transfers across the internet. So if you send files using file transfer protocols, files are either uploaded or downloaded to the FTP server. So when we are uploading files, the files are transferred from a personal computer to the server. The email server is a computer system that sends and receives email. Mail servers send and receive email using standard email protocol. A client is a piece of computer hardware that accesses a service made available by a server as part of the client-server model of computer networks. Clients can also be software programs or can be the people on a remote computers using the software that used to access files on a server. The example of clients are web browsing programs such as Netscape Navigator or an email program such as Eudora or Webmail. So each computer connected to internet will have a unique address known as internet number or internet IP address. IP stands for Internet Protocol. Servers and clients are typically located and organized by IP address and domain. An IP address is a specific set of numbers referring to a server's exact location on a network. So a domain is part of the server's official name on the network, which is an alias for the less descriptive IP numbers. And the Internet Protocol is a protocol used for communicating data across a packet switch inter-network using the Internet Protocol Suite, which is also referred as Transmission Control Protocol and Internet Protocol. The first major version of addressing structure in Internet Protocol is now referred as Internet Protocol version 4, or in short IPv4, and the latest is Internet protocol version 6 or IPv6. We, as a user, do not need to remember the number because these IP numbers can be represented by domain name system. IPv4 limits its address to 32-bit or 4-byte address, which is equivalent to 2 the power of 32 or 4.3 billion addresses. And some of these addresses are blocked for special purpose, such as private network and multicast address, which accounted for 270 million address, and used for public internet, which is 18 million addresses. To provide the IP address for everyone today, like our population today is 7 billion people, we do not have enough IP address for everyone. So we need a new kind of internet address, okay, for every people in this world. So that's why another option is to use the IPv6. So the IPv6 is a 128-bit or 16-byte address, which is equivalent to 2 to the power of 128 addresses. The example of IPv6 address is like 2001:0DB8:004:1000:8A2E:0370:7334. Every time we connect to the internet, the computer is assigned a unique identification number, and this number is called an internet protocol address or IP address. So IP address is a set of 4 numbers separated by periods and is commonly known as dotted decimal or dotted quad. An example of IP address is like 123.45.245.91, and these IP address are the means by which all computers connected to the internet identify each other, and each website is assigned an IP address that uniquely identifies it. Let's take a look at the example of the address, IP address. Okay, for example, on this computer, okay, so this computer is connected to the internet. So every computer that are connected to the internet is assigned an IP address. Okay, so in this computer, the IP version 4 address is 192.168.0.193, and the IPv6 address for this computer is 2001:68:5438:19D7:B7A0:B7A0:2931:7A5F. Okay, In addition, there is also contain the DNS server. So an example of IPv4 address for DNS server is 192.168.0.13. If you notice, for every computer, there is also have the physical address, and this physical address, also known as a MAC address, which is located for the adapter, wireless adapter. Okay, so the physical address of this adapter, Wi-Fi adapter, is E4AA60E470. If I am using the network card, the internet, okay, so this is the address of the another network card, which is 08-93.98.93, sorry, dash 5B dash 5F. Okay, so inside here, since we are not connected the internet using this network internet card, so we do not have the IP address. So only the computer that are connected to the internet have the IP address. So domain name identifies the site's host based on the domain name system. The domain name system is a hierarchical naming system for computers, services, or any resource connected to the internet or a private network. Internet Corporation for assign names and numbers, ICANN, responsible for management of the internet domain name system and the allocation of the IP address. So DNS make it possible to assign domain names to group of internet users in a meaningful way. So it translates human-friendly computer hostname into IP address, which is to provide mapping between IP address and host name. So internet domain names are easier to remember than IP address. Okay, an example like uum.edu.my, that is a domain name system, and this www.uum.edu.my is actually using the domain name 103.5.180.122. So this is the IP address for the UUM. Okay. So domains are organized by type of organization, which is a three-letter suffix, or nowadays it's more than three. Okay, can be a lot more. And also by country, which is a two-letter suffix, which defaults to the US if no suffix is specified. Okay, for example, like google.com. So actually that google.com is registered with the US, unlike the google.com.my, which is that, okay, that site is registered in Malaysia. So we can tell a lot about server by looking at its domain name. An example, okay, so http://uum.edu.my, and this domain name translate to http://103.5.180.122. Okay, an example over here. This is a website of UUM where you can find the domain name system is uum.edu.my. Okay, and if you use, okay, the IP address that is allocated to UM as 103.5.180.122. Okay, similarly, if you enter the IP address inside the URL, okay, and then you can also get the same web page for the UUM. Okay, actually this DNS is represented by this IP address. Okay, so the suffix after the dot, okay, dot .my over here, okay, or dot .com or dot .edu. This is the country code. The edu over here, okay, is called the top level domain, and this suffix indicates the kind or the type of organization to which the host belongs. And examples of top level domain, okay, for example .biz, this is used for businesses. .com, okay, usually or originally for commercial site, but now can be used by anyone. .edu, this is for degree or education institution. .gov, this is for the government. .info for the information service providers. .int, limited to organization, office and programs that are sanctioned by treaty between two or more nations. MIL for military. .name for individuals. .net originally for networking organizations, but nowadays there is no longer restricted. .org is for organization, usually for non-profit organizations. And here are the examples of the country code. Okay, for example, like .au for Australia, .ca for Canada, .uk for United Kingdom, .us for United States. Usually we don't put .us at the end. .mx for the Mexico. You can get the full listing of a top level domain and a country code in this website. Okay, or you can also get the information from the Internet Assigns Name Authority, Internet Assigned Numbers Authority. Okay, so which include the generic top level domain and country top level domain. Okay, over here we can see the country code top level domains in the world. Okay, for example, like for AE, United Arab Emirates, AF for Afghanistan, AR for Argentina, BN for Brunei, CA for Canada, CH for Switzerland, CZ for Czech Republic, DE for Germany, DK for Denmark, DZ for Algeria, ES for Spain, GR for Greece, HK for Hong Kong, ID for Indonesia, IN for India, KH for Cambodia, MM for Myanmar, MX Mexico, MY for Malaysia. Okay, so here are all the lists of the country's top level domain. And after the countries, even though this is using the English letters, but you can also have using the Korean letters, Arabic, Hebrew letters, Arabic letters as well for the country top level domain. Okay, and for generic top level domain, okay, you can see like AAA, American Automobile Association. Okay, this is ABC for Disney Enterprise, AFL for Australian Football League, Alipay and Alibaba is for Alibaba Group Holding Limited. Amazon for Amazon Registry Services. So these are called as the generic top level domain. There are a lot of them. Okay, so you can take a look. Okay, over here. So there are thousands of them. The generic top level domains, not limited only to 3 suffix anymore. Okay, previously it is limited to 3 suffix. So there are many services offered by the internet. Okay, so the services include browsing web, which is to enable users to browse for information and navigate through the links. Okay, the services offered by the internet like email, okay, which enable users to write, send and receive mail via electronic mediums. We can use the internet for remote login, which is to enable users to log in into their account from any location as long as they have internet access. We can use internet for file transfer. For example, like before, we use the file transfer protocol where users will be able to copy or transfer files from one computer to another. We can use the news, the internet for news, okay, that allow users to exchange information and ideas in a particular area. We can use the list server. Okay, this is more or less the same with news group, but use mailing list email to send messages. We can use internet for chatting. We can use for instant messaging. The difference between chatting and instant messaging is instant messaging is suited for one-to-one communication, and chatting usually involve many people. Okay, the internet services that we can use for internet telephony, internet fax, streaming audio and video, and real-time audio and video. Okay, the difference between streaming audio and video and real-time audio and video. The streaming audio and video enable users to listen and watch audio and video immediately from server without waiting for the whole documents to be downloaded, where the real-time audio and video is getting sources of audio and video online at a real time.